topspin first, my first ever shot, and that's my immediate feeling. If I'm under pressure, I'll always resort back to playing that forehand topspin, which is a positive shot, so it's good in a lot of ways, rather than if I was reverting back to playing a more negative shot, or a push, which is usually regarded as a more negative shot, and that could be a disadvantage under pressure. So I always start with topspin, but I always start with forehand as well. It's up to you what you start. I recommend starting with topspin because the modern game is more topspin orientated nowadays. Okay. So can we have one person just to come up and do? We'll start this exercise, Jess. Okay. Right. So the technique for the forehand. Okay. We'll have a look at Jess. The closer they are to the table at first is very important to cut out errors. Okay. If they can. So what I usually do, make them put the legs actually touch the table, so they're in a fixed position, which means they're not wandering off here, there, and everywhere, which is usually what happens on the first shot. Basically, because they haven't got that control element within the game yet. Okay. And then from there, make them put their arms out in front of them. Very important factor, which is a theme throughout all the shots in table tennis, is keeping the free arm close to the playing arm. Okay. The closer they are together on the forehand, okay, the more rotation, natural rotation will occur, which is exactly what we're looking for first. We're looking for them to realise that the forehand is about rotation of the upper body. Principally, that's the idea of the shot. Okay? We're going to develop rotation from the stomach area, twist from the hips, and that results in a movement, a rotation movement from the shoulders. Okay? The further the free arm is away from the playing arm, the harder it is to rotate. Okay? Harder to rotate from there, whereas if they're close together, for the back to go back and forward, it naturally allows that movement to happen. And you can make them actually grab hold of the wrist if they're continually arms coming back out and continually straightening out. Make them grab hold of the wrist and play like that. Okay, so we'll start off with you in the left hand. Just so you can get more of a feeling for what it's really like. Legs against the table. And we're just going to start very simple at first. Some players will want to play a backspin. Okay, they'll want to hit and push through the back of the ball. Probably less than most, but there will be an element within the group who will be like this every time. Okay, everything's together. The rotation's still coming down. To get rid of that, you've got to try and tell them. So we're getting over the top of the ball. Okay, we're hitting over the ball. That's the idea. So the back angle is closed. So when they actually start the shot, the angle is closed. Then the rubber, we've got to actually lift up to make the ball go over the net then. Physically, they've got to go upwards for the ball to go over the net. So they can actually realise from their own result, if they go underneath it, they might miss like that. But if they go over, that's about getting this wrist motion again, like we said at first, dropping that wrist. That wrist can very easily be cocked up at that point, and that's starting to go down the wrong lines already. The wrist has got to be down. So we're going back here. I've got to get the full rotation. Reason why the ball's coming here always is because the rotation's not full. If the rotation's full proper rotation through the ball, the result will be the ball going across the diagonal. Okay? So if you go too far, and the ball's going over there, the rotation's too much. Too small, and it'll go to the middle or to the other side of the table. So they've got to find that for themselves, okay? Through trying to hit the ball in the same spot every time. Find it difficult, Jeff? Right, let's now look at, we'll try and take away a few factors which could be causing you to. Now I want you to hold with your free arm, your wrist. Okay. Still come close, and you're drifting away all the time. So if you watch your shoulders now, you're rotating a lot more than they were. It is an awkward exercise to do in a lot of ways, it looks awkward, but the result is it's turning. Yeah, you could bend the elbows a bit more, make it a bit easier. Yeah, that was a bit straight, the left, you were locking the...
I understand, so
Never in table tennis should we have a lock.
I understand.
A lock situation. Always keep that nice and bent and relaxed. Okay. And the closer the head is to the ball, to the bat, remember this is our point where the contact will be best and the rhythm will be best. Okay. So there should be leaning forward as well when we do this. There. Good, that's better now. And now we twist it. So just remove the arm away now and put it about a foot away. Make it a bit more comfortable. So we're there. So those two are moving together. When you move back, the free arm moves back. When you move forward, the free arm moves forward. There. Anybody think of a reason why? I've just noticed something about slightly lack of rotation with Jess because of something else.
Footwork.
Yeah, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, he's moving his feet tomorrow, I think, far more than you.
Yeah.
Every hit.
These are not bent.
Standing there. Standing there.
What we should be looking at, that's why I said put your legs against the table. At first, always be square to the line of play, square to the table. Okay? So even if we're playing down the diagonal, I know back to old techniques and 70s and 80s, that was the norm, a 45-degree angle. Benefits of that is you can get more transference of weight, you can get more power from the legs with that position. Disadvantage, which is a huge disadvantage nowadays, is the manoeuvrability to the backhand from the forehand after the shot has been played. Okay. If you play the ball there, and then it goes to your backhand, your feet are stuck, and it's an impossible way. It's a very difficult shot to play. Rather than if your feet are square, you can reach over and transfer the weight from one leg to another a lot easier, cover the table. And the reason why you weren't rotating as much as you could have done then is because you were stood like that. You're allowing that to, whereas if you're squarer, you have to rotate more. Which is a good thing again, because it's starting to get into rotation. Right, now we've got some rotation here.
So, Mark, that's something at the higher level they're actually encouraging you footwork now, the square stance.
Yeah, but if you watch any top level table tennis nowadays on, for example, Waldner is always a perfect technician of the game. He will always play square to the line of play. So if he's playing the ball down there, wherever he's stood, he'll always finish off square so he can cover his backhand. Always. That's it's basically the way the game's been changing over the last few years since the glues come in, since the speed has come in. Obviously table tennis has got a lot faster, so we need to be a lot more facing where we're playing the ball to. That gives us better manoeuvrability on one side to the other. Yeah. And we can develop power. Okay, we might lose some power from the legs, but that power is made up in efficient movement of the body and the speed of the rubbers now, with the glue, etc. The rubbers have developed so fast that you can get enough power with a square stance, and you can still get power from the leg. That's where the power does come from the base stance. But it's just not as 45 degrees. It's not as extreme as it used to be. More square. And that's the same on the backhand, but we'll go into that later.